Hello everyone, it's Keesje. Welcome back. Today I'm going to try to use up some of these scraps of fabrics. I will sort this a bit by color and then I will stitch it down on here. The idea is that to create a piece of fabric that I can cut shapes out of, either circles or squares or leaf shapes, to apply on a card. So we'll see how it all goes. I'm not sure how it all goes, but I'll be back once I've sorted it all out. I'm back with my choice of fabrics, and these are all yellows and oranges. While I go at it, I might find that certain fabrics don't work. So this one is kind of dirty looking, but the other side might work better. I'm back when I've laid down a few and we'll see some progress. I'm back and I've been laying them out already for a bit, and as you can see I've cut my fabrics into more manageable pieces and I've decided to go with strips. And I'm starting over here, working my way that way so that when I sew I can start here and work my way this way, taking the pins out as I go. And I will keep at it until this is completely filled. I do find my variety is not as big as I had thought. I might check for more fabrics that will work better. See you in a bit. So here it is all pinned. Initially I was going to separate even the brighter ones from the more muted ones, but I thought then it was going to be boring. So here I've kept them all together. And maybe I will add a little piece here and there yet for contrast. Now we'll go to the sewing machine and I will stitch this up and then I will be back. Alright, I'm back. I've got it all sewn up. So to stitch this down, I've used a gold thread by Goodman that I had. And as you can see, the ends are unstitched. I'm not too concerned that they will let go, so the rows of stitching is close enough together that this will stay put. And I made a red one. And also, as you can see, there's like a lighter fabric in there. There's almost like a purple fabric in here, but the whole palette works. Now, I was talking earlier about a card base. I'm going to make cards from scraps. These are leftovers from when I print out photos on cardstock or photo paper. And this is metallic cardstock that I bought a while ago, and I have all these strips left. So what I did was I used my fancy stitching to stitch them together. I'm going to continue adding strips together so that I have a big base, and then I will cut my cards from that again. So I have sewn all the strips together with fancy stitches. And when I mentioned that I was going to use this as a card base, I didn't mean the card base, but a base to put this on, and then I'm going to have this as my card. This is dyed paper, and I've picked this one because there is a hint of green in here, and it is plain enough for the inside to be written on. So I will do some assembling and I will get back to you when I figured out what exactly that I'm going to do. Alright, I now know what I'm going to do. I'm going with a simple flower. It has nice oval-ish shapes, not too difficult to cut out. And I tried paper first to see how big my petals needed to be, and I've used them as a template to cut out my petals. And these are the flower petals. These are the leaf petals. I'm going to use yarn as the stem, and I cut a little circle to go on top of my petals there. And I will be assembling everything with either glue or the machine on here first, and when everything is on here I will sew this to here, or maybe I will glue this to here. So I will take care of all of that and then I will come back. Just a quick interruption. When you cut the petals, it is advisable to hold your scissor on an angle so that the back fabric doesn't show. And now it does. So I've I'm going to remedy that by either using a Posca pen to draw on the outside like I did here, or I'm using orange paint to paint on the edges so that they are somewhat colored. I like this better than the white, and it doesn't matter if it doesn't match exactly the fabric that you're using. It's just kind of to hide the whiteness of it. I thought to let you know. Back to assembling. So I've sewn the yarn on with a zigzag and I used the gold thread, and now I am pulling the thread to the back. I don't know if you can see this, and I will use a little bit of glue to put it in place, to keep it in place. And I do the same with the bottom ones. Now I know it's not going to go anywhere. And I will trim the ends because they were going to be in the way. And then I will put the petals on, and I'm sure I'm going to use a sewing machine. Okay, I glued everything down, and I will go to the sewing machine and sew this. And I thought it was a nice touch to have the petals overlapping the edge, and I will cut off a little bit, but I will leave a little bit at the end there. So I've sewn all around with the gold thread. And as I said before, I'm going to leave this like it is, and I'm going to leave the petals overhanging. And I'll show you the back. I brought all the threads to the back and glued them down a little bit with fabric tack. And now I'm going to glue this on here, also with fabric tack. Fabric tack comes in a bigger bottle, and I just place it in a bottle with a smaller spout so that I have more control over what comes out. And I will go around the outside, just inside, all around the outside. I'll smear this out a bit. Ooh, I would need something under here. And center this somewhat. Hold pressure. And I might want to put a dab of glue here to contain somewhat of the how's that? So that was this card for today, and this was considered using the fabrics, and next time I will use one with my paper scraps. Talk later. Bye.